So I didn't plan on doing a video, which is probably why I look more disheveled than I usually do, but I just woke up to a flurry of messages and a flurry of news updates because it does look like all five members. First it was Hain and Hannon, and I know a lot of people were probably worried that the group was splitting, but now it looks like all five members are returning to ADOR. To show how fast moving it is, everything you've seen thus far I recorded a few minutes ago, and now I'm adding this really quickly. But yeah, Hain and Heading essentially announced they'd return first, and Minji, Danny, and Hani essentially were going to, it sounds like, but it took a couple hours. One of their members is in the Antarctic because they released an official statement saying that essentially because the door hadn't yet said anything, that they felt they had to release the statement. There's going to be a lot of news on this. You can check reliable sources to kind of go through it. I know many of us will have to process things because, we were always concerned because obviously they had, valid reasons for, wanting to stand up for themselves. But maybe they just saw the writing on the wall as far as just the process, the appeals process. If they felt that it was just getting more difficult to, combat that, and certainly getting more expensive. So, yeah, a lot of conflicting feelings, but, as long as the members are okay, that is the first, priority. So I'm curious, because they did take so long, they basically went right up to the deadline of when they would have needed to appeal. I'm curious if there were any conversations about what that return would require. But again, so much of this is so breaking that, yeah, we'll get more of that in the days to come, I'm sure. But yeah, I was starting to get curious just when I was like, oh, the deadline is very close. And I hadn't even realized, like, we were, 48 and 96 hours away. But yeah, this is happening. So, yeah, it's happening.